Mike Radich here, and I'm now joined on the phone by former Tachi Palace Fights Flyweight champion Darrell Montague. Darrell, how are you?
Good, man. How's it going?
It's going good. Darrell, take me back to the beginning. How did you get started in mixed martial arts?
Well, I started wrestling in high school, and one of my wrestling coaches just happened to be Manny Tapia, former WEC title contender. Ever since I was in high school, I've just always been training and just kept stuck with it.
Were you a fan of the sport? Did you watch it on TV? Is that how you kind of got into it, or you always wanted to pursue something?
I've always been into the martial arts. UFC, of course, sparked a big interest of mine, being a smaller guy. Being able to see the smaller guy use technique to, win a fight. I was also kind of a troublemaker, so, the martial arts was fun to kind of pass my time and keep me out of trouble and all that good stuff.
How did you get your nickname?
Some years in the gym, just kind of stuck. One of the guys just called me a hedgehog or something like that, but then turned into a mongoose. And then I thought it was the most retarded nickname that you could ever have. And then my first professional fight, I ended up fighting a guy with the nickname Cobra. So I was stuck. I couldn't lose it after that.
You started your career off at 135. What made you decide to go to 125? Was it was just a better weight class for you? It's your natural weight class. Did you feel that you would have an advantage in that weight class if you were, a little bit bigger? What exactly made you go to 125?
Actually, even when I was fighting, my first couple fights, there wasn't too many 125-pounders around, not even that many 135-pounders. I fought at 145, I fought at 140. I basically fought at wherever I could get an opponent, and then once Tachi gave me the opportunity to drop down to 125 and compete against the best guys in the world, I took that as I couldn't let that go.
When you won the Tachi Palace Fights Flyweight Championship, what was going through your mind? How excited were you? Because really, for 125ers, there is no, Tachi Palace Fights is as big as it gets for 125. What exactly was going through your head when you won that title?
I don't know, man. I was just so focused and in the zone. Nothing was really in my head except, smash the guy's face. After the fight, it was just like another fight. I won. Started getting ready for the next one.
When you lost the title, did you have to give the belt back, or did they let you keep a copy?
No, I give it back.
And I was on the Gladiator Challenge website, and I noticed that there were two guys who were fighting for a title that you had. Did you have to vacate that title?
Yeah, because I never defended it. Well, I won that belt, and then right away after I won that belt, I went up to Tachi, and I haven't fought for Gladiator since, so I had some other guys fight for the belt.
Did you have to give that belt back as well?
No, I still have it in the gym.
Let's talk a little bit about the Mccall fight. I know it didn't go the way that you wanted it to. Have you gone back? Have you watched the fight? And what are your thoughts on the fight?
Yeah, of course. I was pressing a lot. I wasn't just letting the fight come to me like I usually do. I was being too aggressive. He hit me a couple times, and I turned into more of a fighter than an MMA fighter. Forgot about takedowns, and I gave him my hips. It was easy for him to shake me down. Once I got on the ground, I just kept getting more and more frustrated, and mentally just kind of beat myself up and put me in a bad place for that third round. I just came out, and I was kind of like, I'm either going to knock him out in this third round, or he's going to knock me out, so let's do it.
Did you go into that fight, kind of, trying to press the action more, trying to take him out, trying to really go for a finish? Because before that fight, a lot of people had already had him considered the #1 guy in the world. Did you go in there, maybe too tense going into that fight?
Yeah, I kind of felt disrespected. A lot of the media was kind of giving me a lot of crap, and I was just in a bad place mentally, and it showed in my fight. I pressed way too hard.
Now that the UFC has decided to start a 125-pound division, are you, thinking about that's going to be where your next fight will be?
Not that I know of. Nothing. I wish. I'm sure I have to get a couple wins to get their attention again. Hopefully they'll pick me up, or maybe something happens and they need someone to fill in. I'm always ready. So.
Is that what kind of you're training for right now? Is if somebody happens to go down, fill in, or are you going to go back to Tachi Palace? What exactly is your plans?
I have no plans as of right now. I'm having my first kid due this month, so I just kind of want to enjoy my time right now, have my baby, and then after that happens, then I'll schedule my next fight, get in shape, and definitely make a hell of a comeback.
Are you training right now?
Oh, of course.
Are you one of those guys who trains all year round regardless of a fight, or what exactly is your
I mean, if I'm not training, there's nothing else really I do, so I'll be pretty bored.
I know you're going to have a close eye on that flyweight tournament. Who do you think will eventually win the tournament?
It's tough to say. I want to see what these 35-pounders look like when they drop down. I mean, the obvious favorite's got to be, you got to say Joseph Benavidez, just because he's been so close at the 135 bracket for so long. And I mean, 2 split decisions to Dominic Cruz go the other way. And, he's a long-time champion, so I'm going to have to go with him.
Who are some guys that are on your radar right now that you want to fight? Or is it just, whenever you get a fight, whoever it is, you don't care?
There's one fight. I mean, it's been a fight I've wanted for a while. I'd like to get in the ring with Memorial, just because I respect him a lot. I think he's a great fighter. I love his style. He goes out, he tries to knock you out. I think we would have a hell of a fight. It'd be really good for fans to watch. I think it'd be really exciting for everyone to see. I'd have a lot of fun in it, and then, he was a long-time champion. I think I could learn a lot from a fight from Memorial.
When you go into fights, do you go in there just to, win, compete, or whatever, or do you go into the fight trying to hurt the guy? Like, what exactly is your philosophy on fighting? Are you going in there just to compete, or are you going in there going after blood?
Well, some people go in there with just a competition. I need to go in there and win. Me personally, I go in there and I'm trying to hurt you. You're trying to take my money. I'm trying to take your money. We're trying to put on a show for the fans. Nobody wants to see someone just eke out a decision. People want to see, the crowd wants to see 2 people throwing down, putting their emotions on the line, putting everything they have out there. Win or lose, big deal. As long as you go out there and put 100%, I'm going to put a little damage on you, put a little damage on me, I'm happy. As long as the crowd's screaming.
Who are some fighters that you enjoy watching?
Vanderlei Silva, Shogun, Jose Aldo. A lot of Brazilian fighters, I think, are probably the most technical. Not too big of a fan of wrestlers who just like to, grab a hold of you and try to eke out those run away from you for 4 minutes, clinch you up in the last minute, try to get a takedown, win rounds. Not a big fan of that. Anyone who's going to go out there and finish. Someone like Nick Diaz who gets in your face, can submit you from bottom. I don't really care for decisions too much. I only want to see fights finished.
If somebody had never seen you fight before and they asked you what your style would be, what exactly would you describe your style as?
Fighting. Whatever I got to do to try to beat you. I guess there's so much influence into my style. Most people don't use karate footwork like I use karate footwork, so, you could say Anderson Silva or Leo Machida. I try to base my style off of.
You're so young in your fighting career. What has been your best performance to date?
I think when I fought Steve Gonzalez, that's my only first round, 1 hit, 1 knockout, and he was a highly touted contender who lost this controversial split decision to Ulysses right before I had ended up fighting Ulysses for the belt. They fought. I ended up fighting Luis Speedy Gonzalez, and I think that was probably my best performance.
Who has been the toughest guy you fought? Is it Ian Mccall? Is it who exactly is it?
Ian Mccall or also that Robbie Peralta kid. That motherfucker's tough.
Yeah, he's in the UFC now.
Yeah, I beat him up for 13 minutes straight, and he caught me. So that kid could take a beating.
You mentioned that you'll have to win, a couple fights to get into the UFC. Will it have to be, impressive wins? Is it going to have to be, just beating whoever the top guys outside the UFC? What exactly do you feel that you have to do to get there?
I have no idea, man. You can't even ever tell what the UFC is doing. they bring up one guy that you never even heard of to come fight, and then, you know, we try to get into there. They're telling you can't come off a loss, you need 3 wins in a row. And then the next week I watch the UFC and I see some guy who, you know, 2 weeks ago I was owning in the gym and he's in there. So, you know, it's a lot of politics. I have no idea how to get into the UFC.
What are some of your goals that you have accomplished in the sport already, and what are some goals that you still would like to accomplish?
Goals I accomplish is just getting in there, being able to train every day. Goals I'd like to accomplish, starting a lifelong dream to walk out, you know, have an entrance in the UFC, get to show my product in front of the whole world. I mean, that's all I'm really hoping for. I know once I get there, once I get the opportunity to show myself, there ain't no turning back. They're going to keep me.
Darrell, real quick before I let you go, do you have any sponsors you'd like to thank? Anything you want to say to the fans?
You know, tell the fans that I'll be back 2012. I'll be knocking some fools out. Sponsor-wise, not really. I'd like to thank OTM. They're probably the only ones that really hooked me up. And then Millennium MMA all day.
Darrell, thank you for taking the time to talk. I really appreciate it.
All right, thank you, man.